Brand Ritzel here. Today I wanted to share with you the importance of saying no. Um, this is actually very important just because to protect your time and being able to focus on what's important in your life. Because if we are not being able to say no to the many things, we're gonna be just getting pushed around and just go along with the flow, and our life will not gonna be have sort of direction. And to achieve something, we have to aim. We have to have a goal, and then we have to move towards that goal. We cannot just wander around and happen to get somewhere that you wanted to go. So to say no, not just to the people, but then to the circumstances, to the environment, whatever, something is not productive, we need to say no. When I was a younger, like I did, especially when I was a kid, like I it tends to feel quite bad, like saying no. It's for instance for people. So let's say if somebody's like selling things in a department store or like a grocery store, and like kind of showing their product, like how they cook, and and then the taste. Like I just feel bad like leaving, um, uh, just ignore and then just walk out. Like if they say, hey, just you want to watch, and give some free stuff, I just cannot say no and just walked away. So I kind of stand there for I just stood there for like quite a long time until my mom came in and said, what are you doing? Just standing there for a long time. So I had this type of like issue to say no, and it might be actually quite funny per se when I was a kid, but then it actually have a quite bad consequences when it comes to choosing friends or a lot of activities that it's not really conductive, but it's just kind of time wasting, and just because I just don't feel uh, good to say no, my hurt somebody's feeling, like I mistook um, uh, that action as a kind of like empathy, like giving them empathy, and it's very misguided understanding that I spent quite a lot of time in the wrong kind of activities. Um, like most likely I was getting into some sort of like a schemes that kind of feel good about it. Just by not being able to say no, I kind of go along with it, and it very likely wasted quite a lot of times, and also not particularly choose the friends really carefully. I hang out with quite a lot of some friends that dragged me down in the various manners. Um, yeah, so and in this type of environment, like especially like friendship and something will dramatically affect the life trajectory. So yeah, it wasn't really good. And but then after a while, I sort of noticed that the life have to be like a little more like this is a gradual step that I realized, but have to be better, like in every way possible. And when I started saying no, like let's say somebody's invited to some kind of like a gathering or party or whatever, and just say, hey, you know what, like, not this time, then and I start avoiding people actually that I felt not conductive. It doesn't matter like if they're like close, used to be close friends or relatives or whatever. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. It's just um, the closer the people are, you have to be actually careful more because. Just because you're like related in the blood or whatever, that doesn't really mean that then it's automatically there the good influence. It is important to have a loyalty in a deep sense, but when it comes to really progress your life, you got to really pick and choose intelligently. So yeah, so I try to avoid people that are who make a lot of excuses or complain or they always talk about get quick rich schemes and or people who are arrogant or prideful and that type of kind of bad attitude. Those people I start avoiding, and actually my life markedly improved. So yeah, this is really important to be able to say no. This will tremendously not just saving your time, but be able to finally focus your life on what's really important because you have a lot less negative influence. So sometimes like if you're uh, kind of like me, like kind of too much care about somebody's like feeling things like as a default. Say it's really difficult to say no to somebody just because, that type of consideration or concern. It is important to realize that saying no is completely okay to somebody as long as you do politely and tactfully. And nobody's obligated to stay just because or uh, stay within their request if you are not uh, voluntarily you willingly participate in it. Otherwise, it becomes a command. It becomes order. So you're putting yourself like not be able to say no. You're putting yourself into a like a slave state, very weak state. Okay, so it's okay. No, if somebody's hurt by your rejection, let's say, or whatever they are, then that's their problems. I mean, seriously. I'm not saying means it's like they have to know that they have to improve, and then you might be actually doing their a favor. Means it's like they need to realize that something can be improved, right? And then if somebody's actually pretty like a predatory type, like kind of try to find some people to just hang out and waste time, then definitely by saying no, you're saving yourself from these type of people. And yeah, and then be practice this type of saying no actually creates like strength in your character as well. A lot of scams and all that take advantage of your sympathies or empathies and all that things to uh, extract money from you. So it's hard. Like if you're decent human beings, then you try to want to help, or you don't want to hurt somebody. It's important, but you yourself are the same kind of human being that you're depriving yourself the time or something better things to do by not being able to say no, which is worse than you're hurting other people. In this life, when you're on Earth, you're still alive. You're priority and your responsibilities to yourself, so that then when you grow better, you have more, can invest and then go towards a path that best develop yourself. You can actually contribute more to the society, and then don't deprive yourself of that opportunity by not being able to say no. How about like some people say, okay, so what about like socialization? Isn't that important? Why would I have to say no to somebody hanging out? Is that is kind of important, like having a camaraderie and all that stuff. It is, socialization is very important, but then it's really important to socialize with somebody that you respect or admire, like somebody smarter than you, like somebody. There are always people that who can do better. Find those, raise yourself by hanging out with people that are very productive, conductive, go-getter in life. That's the point of really socialization. Socialization doesn't mean that you hang out with a bunch of losers and then drag yourself down. So it's yeah. So it's really important to be able to discern who you're gonna uh, hang out with, making sure that they are really legit. It means they're somebody that who you can respect. And then this type of practice actually, another important thing is like you can kind of practice like how to read people a little bit better. If you cannot say no, and if you just say yes, and then you will be not be able to discern in the future like who are good for you, who are not good for you, and it's a matter of time you're gonna encounter wolves, so to speak, like really the cutthroat kind of guy, or like scammers, or people who have no very little empathy. They just want to take advantage of people, and that type. And they will waste your time for like years and years. And it's not gonna be just one. You will start attracting, if you cannot say no in a firm and like intelligent manner. You will attract those because they can see your weakness. So another maybe a situation might be like a concern is like, what if like you miss some kind of opportunity by say no, right? So rather just to say yes, and then you're gonna hit the right type of opportunity. You just kind of say yes, and then yeah, you're gonna hit sometimes. Just don't say no. This is actually really a bad strategy. Like if you say yes, just because like humans has like limited time on Earth, right? Of course, and then we can do a certain things per day, and the energy. So if you keep saying yes, and then doing all that other stuff, there is zero chance that you are going to be able to do it in a full sense. And everything is going to be half-ass. And then even when some big things comes, your attitude has been always half-ass. So even big thing comes, maybe you say yes, and then you did something, but you're not going to able to actually effectively take advantage of the opportunity. It's just that you quite don't have this training. So it's very important that just and also another thing is like like if you cannot identify, generally speaking, like which one is good or which one is not good, right? Then what's gonna really happen is like when the good things comes in, you are not quite certain this is actually a really good opportunity because you've been saying yes to the something not that great, and then something good you say yes, so you get always confused. So to train yourself, like from the small things, okay, this is not good, this is good, know why it's good or why not good. Generally things like what's good are something that actually you develop your skills, resilience, like perseverance, like strength in character, and at the same time it's something aligned with your purpose. That type of thing is just very good direction that you want to say yes, but the no is something that completely outside of your talent or temperament, right? And that kind of stuff, like as soon as just say no, this is not for me. But then here it's like important thing about the saying no is that you're never gonna say no to something just because it's difficult or scary, or it might be a lot of like responsibility or time consuming, just because of those opportunities. This is a critical mistake. Like a lot of people who are not quite used to saying no would say just kind of randomly, like if you say something scary or something challenging or something, no, I don't want to do it. Yeah, generally like real like big opportunity, like good opportunities comes with something that you feel a little bit intimidated by it because it's big, right? So and it's challenging. But that's why it's going to be a big opportunity. You challenge means that you can actually develop like quite a lot, and a lot of times like these things comes with a difficulty, means just like sometimes like a low end like entry job, something that beneath you, or what beneath you or whatever. There's no such a thing, but then if you are kind of trained in which one to say yes and which one to say no, good no, then that means like you've been developing your strategic vision. Means it's like you're not looking at just a short-term reward, but then okay, if I do this particular job, I can get into somewhere that you would never be able to get in, and then from there you can actually hop it. So it's just the one step. A lot of people refuse to do like entry type of jobs, like because of the pride or whatever. It's a huge mistake. If this things kind of leads to something a lot better. So don't just say no to something just because of all this like social wise it's a low level or some crap like that, who cares, like, but then you really have to actually train like which to know, like discernment you have to have what's good opportunities or not. um yeah, and also like yeah, just watch out always the charlatans. Like there's so many, not just the charlatans but the incompetents and the cowards. I mean, these people are quite dangerous. Their results of whatever they offer will be pretty much the same. It's a disaster. So if you got to be able to identify people who are any of those, and then say no, and they need to actually figure it out themselves. This type of people, and it's not your business to give them advice or anything like that. Okay, unless they're like your friends or your family members that you need to help, but that's their journey to take. It's not your responsibility to fix it. Just tell the truth and then see if they can figure it out themselves. So how do you really know when to say really yes instead of no? Okay, you've been saying no quite a while, but then what is the time like you can say yes to the good opportunity? So to say yes, you really have to have your goals. You really have to know. Otherwise, like everything seems like very random. Only when you have a goal in your future, you know which one is good or which one is not. What's truly okay. So somebody's great things might not be good for you at all, right? So you have to know yourself, and so sometimes you never know. Okay, sometimes you actually really don't know what's uh, oh, and then when you just look back, oh wow, actually this was a great opportunity that I took. Like for instance, of some kindness that you did to some strangers, the stranger might remember you, right? And then sometimes that stranger might say, hey, what, like he helped me out, great character, the work together, whatever. You just don't know. So it's really important to just be a decent person, okay? And uh, really keep open-minded, and it's like saying yes to the opportunity is a little bit misleading. It's almost like a opportunity will show up in your doorstep, and you just figure it out. Like say if this is yes or no. That's not really the case. Opportunities are, generally speaking, you make by your work, effort, study, learning. Okay, so yeah, so in a sense, actions, what you're doing is already saying yes. And then whatever externally comes in your way, generally speaking, that's what you initiated already, right? Like let's say if you are sending out resume or like building up your business, say yes to what, right? You're already doing it. Whatever comes in your way, you're gonna take on, even though the challenge is extremely difficult. You're not gonna say, oh, you know what, like this is getting too hard, and so I quit. That's a no, right? That's not the no that you never say no. You gotta take yes, right? So yeah, opportunity will just organically arrive, and you know when to say yes if you're working hard towards your goal. So yeah, as long as you have that proactive mindset, saying yes to the right type of opportunities, you should not worry too much. You have that good intuition. So so it sounds like it's very important. Like saying yes or no is correlated to being proactive life. This is really crucial just because of if you're not proactive, uh, it is just your mental status, right? Is not well trained. It's just like kind of the lazy people trying to do some sort of like athletic endeavor, right? You're not proactively like every day like training and stuff. How you gonna perform when it comes to like just like a sports? Like how do you do well? It's not possible, right? So when you're doing the proactively like living your life, that you're actually making a proactive choice every day. Like okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is do. because of this goal. This is my aim. This is my ambition, whatever. So you are actually making a lot of good decisions. And then you can actually, you've been experimenting and making sure you're going towards that goal. So you have a quite good critical ability, like thinking ability to actually discern this type of situation. So proactive mindset to pursue your goal is really important, to say what to say yes and what to say no. So really, at the end of the day, like, we generally cannot say no to something. It's because we're gonna hurt somebody's feelings. But really, your time and resources are limited, and you have to really understand that the more you develop yourself as a human being, and the more resourceful and utilize your talents, you can do a lot more things and a lot better things, a lot more benefit to others. And if you cannot say no and then just go along with somebody and they hurt their feeling, you're hurting your future self, which can do a lot better things. In consequence, you're hurting a lot more people. So it's just not this type of like wishy-washy wishy-washy yes, actually, like just say yeah, okay, or whatever, that type of things. It's just you're really deserving yourself by not be able to prioritize what's important in your life, and this type of bad habit will accumulate, and then you will not be able to take the going towards the right direction. So by really learning when to say no, you preserve your time to focus on what truly matters in your life. And this focus actually is the most essential things in your success. And by being able to say no in the right circumstances, not to never say no to just the difficulty or not that kind of stuff, but then really not something really anything to do with your future, then you give opportunity to say yes to the really important opportunities, right? Like training or learning or meeting right type of people, or taking on that right kind of project at the right time. So by saying no intelligently and in a long-term perspective, you're giving yourself one of the best opportunities in your life. Thank you for watching. Please share your ideas in the comment section below to help each other, and hit like and the subscribe buttons so you get notified of the next video. See you next time.